It's Boxy, right, on the Guinevere?
Yeah, for the record, they have used Guinevere on day number 1.
Oh,
so, yeah, it's not an alien pick for them. And also to point out the Lolita pick, right? So because we have seen Edith before, the XP lane used by Smart Omega, so the Lolita going to roam.
So, I really want to see and understand if whether the Bulwark really is going to do anything to help them either number one, push away fast enough if the Loi have decided to throw all of these orbs, or is it just going to discourage this Loi to not push out the waves? But ultimately, Juicing still need to hit the waves, which is something that I'm not particularly happy about, not something that I thought would be the best of ideas. But you know what? I'm gonna leave it over to Smart Omega to really answer the question. How exactly is this lineup gonna work out, at least in the middle lane? Because when it comes down to the gold lane, we have a pretty good answer. When it comes down to the EXP lane, it is just a game of wet noodle fight. So ladies and gentlemen, how's this gonna be like? We are gonna be jumping right be the case for RSG Philippines anymore.
But, ladies and gentlemen, it does look like we are going back into the game. All right. As we welcome the first game of this best of 3 series between Smart Omega and See You Soon. The Kamais here coming through without pressure, but the same can't be said for Smart Omega from the Philippines.
Well, it's a battle of who will actually get the win out of this and get a little bit of those bragging rights. So far, when they talk about some of the stats like who gets more kills, right? It seemed to favor towards Smart Omega, but the general stats favor towards See You Soon, so it feels like a 50-50 game.
And right now, this is actually quite surprising, right? We haven't really seen a lot of war cries today, but we do see it in the hands of Endoryu. And so far, Endoryu has been that aggressive, I would say, jungler. He really likes to utilize his early game aggression to put some pressure over on the map, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So expect a lot of Endoryus from popping off in these side lanes, maybe giving the Roger a little bit of a good time. The exact thing that we were speaking about earlier with him being in a difficult matchup.
Oh, but speaking about difficult, it's probably going to be difficult for Run here as he needs to run for his life. And so far, okay for him. Managed to evade the Tempest of Blades.
He gets out, luckily for him, as both of these teams are going to be centering around the neutral objective very, very soon. 20 seconds are on the clock. It looks like Boxy is going to be the first one up to give out some vision for his team. And on the bottom side, and Dario's actually picking up all that gold. So it does give him a little bit of an advantage when it comes down to it. Not necessarily an EXP lead just yet over Tuzu. So it's still a 50-50 when it comes down to that turtle take.
Oh, look at the movement there by Boxy. Going inside, just scouting out, gathering information in case he sees Endoryu trying to get that orange buff. But Andoryu's not there. It's okay. Focusing on the purple buff because he definitely needs that as a link. In fact, you kind of think about it, both sides truly need their own purple buff. So if you want to try to cancel each other, we might see a jungle invasion later.
But technically, nobody has actually been as aggressive as I would think that they were going to, right? It looks like Okir is going to be able to zone out the members of See You Soon quite a bit. But Ra on the Luo Yi, not going to be able to dish out that damage, that early game damage that the Luo Yi is usually notorious for. And again, it pays dividends to the fact that the Jushin has a lot of range to work with. We're actually seeing that Boxy is caught a little bit low from that DPS damage coming in from Okir, but here we go.
Oh, okay, Endoryu onto Ra, but one flicker away, he should be fine. Plus, Run is there anyway to protect him.
That's a big resource wasted, spent actually before they go in for the neutral objective. And it does buy Smart Omega a little bit of time for them to push the tempo a little bit. Here we go, Ryota.
Oh, onto Felix. It's going to be 3v1 Felix. Flickers away, but not too far though. Unfortunately, he's still close enough for Smart Omega to catch up onto him. But the fight's not over yet. Boxy is around the corner. Keep an eye on to Ra as well in case it does something funny, but nah, it's done. Endoryu gets it.
Yeah, See You Soon doesn't want to go for the contest. We saw that Tuzu was nowhere near that, but look at this. Okir might want to press the issue.
Oh, Tempest of Blades and Boxy last hit. Endoryu, do you want to go for it? Do you want to go for it? Nah.
Alright, and he gets away. So that is already Smart Omega Empress holding over control. Did I say Empress? Sorry. I was so used to casting MWI. Smart Omega is actually pressing the issue. Run though.
Oh, Run better run. Oh, Domino Blast. Nice flicker to the front. But Jom, can he finish up the job? Not enough damage for Jom, but he's punished. But the fact that Tuzu came just in time to save Run.
Alright, that's a trade in favor of See You Soon here. Despite Smart Omega holding control over the turtle, that semi-aggression really coming through for See You Soon, as they are going to be able to, hold off the aggression from Smart Omega. Initially, it was almost a 2k gold lead, but now Smart Omega, they're holding on with only 1k. As we take a look at instant replay
man.
with what happened earlier on.
I mean, look at this. The Window Blast was perfect. I'm just looking at Jome right now. Just not enough damage. That is the only answer.
Oh, what? Boxy gets taken off, and it looks like they're looking for more.
Oh, look at this Ra 1v3, but Tempest Place might save him, and Doyo still gets a double kill. Okay. So it looks like it did not save him, but it looks like he will pay the price for it.
2-0 trade so far. It looks like Omega once again looking for another trade in the bottom side of the map. See, we were so worried about Jome on the Roger, but Smart Omega, they have been able to capitalize over the fact that they have been able to mobilize a lot faster, right? Giving Jome a better time in the gold lane, allowing him to get to that power spike a lot quicker. So far, he does put that Thunderbelt first, so he goes in for a little bit more defense. But wait a second!
Oh, just by the edge of that turret. So See You Soon will get that kill easily out of Rota.
Yeah, Ryota goes down here. But it looks like Andoryu is going to be able to dish out the damage onto Sorry, I'm Felix. Not going to be enough to take him down just yet. But what's happening in the mid lane here?
Oh, looks like UK might be the first target. No, they target onto Jome. Good targeting there. Run will get the kill onto Jome. That's a little bit of a revenge for whatever happened at the bottom lane. But look who has arrived. It's going to be the Tempest of Place from Andoryu to dish out the damage. But they're still pretty low. Not enough health to withstand the damage coming out of See You Soon.
3-0 trade in the 5th minute of the game. And oh, wait a second, that's a diversion play!
Okay, underneath the turret. And now okay, hoping for the turret to somewhat help him. Nope, he will not. Instead, it's going to be Ryota helping and coming from the side, but they're looking for the next target. Ra, where are you going to go right now? It's going to be Jome that eats him up, but hang that thought for a second. Tuzu comes in as well. Do you really want to continue this fight? Okay, I'm not too sure about that, but still, he's taking that risk and he will pay for it.
Oh, that's a little over-aggressive right now from See You Soon. I think they bit more than they could chew, and they are going to be able to not get the neutral objective. Actually, Smart Omega gonna start it off first. They do have a jungler at the moment with Tuzu being picked off on the board, so that's going to be an uncontested objective for Smart Omega. What did you think See You Soon was planning? I felt like that was too over-aggressive.
Yeah, it felt like they were just contesting for that jungle minion.
Yeah.
That meant nothing much, honestly. So I'm not too sure about that move. I have a lot of questions there. But we're not questioning this move right now because looks like they were going with the Requiem, trying to catch Ryota though, but is Ryota the right target? No, not really. Boxy moving on fall to hands of Jome instead. And now Smart Omega might take the advantage. Oh, nice! Luminor Blast to catch two of them at least, and Jome is still around it to get the double kill for himself, but he goes straight onto the backline despite still having the turret that's below there. And look at this! Smart Omega with the rotation from the side. Andoryu shows up and cleans up the rest of See You Soon.
Yeah, Smart Omega. They are picking up the tempo and they are looking for everything that they can find on the map. That turret is going to fall in that mid side as well as the bottom side. Looks like Tuzu is trying to put some pressure over onto Smart Omega. Not sure if that's the best decision right now, but he does get a trade over.
Boxy,
wait a second. Oh no!
I
He
mean,
disappeared.
he forgot the power of the Zusin there. Yeah, that's all I can say. A little bit of an underestimation. But for Jome, right now he's being hunted down by the members of See You Soon. But oh, look who has been pulled back. Choke slam, like what you said. Felix will be the next one to fall for sure. And now Tuzu might be the following one. He's pretty low at the backline, but he tries to get Jome instead. Jome, nice kiting there by Jome. Wow.
Oh, he double kill now in for Ukir. However, but Smart Omega, they're the ones that are holding that 5k gold lead. And it looks like it's counting. Right now, if we take a look at Jome, he does have a Thunderbelt being built in along with the Wind Talker. So he is respecting the damage output coming through, is trying to look for a little bit more of a defense coming in and a lot more scaling into the later stage of the game. Meanwhile, we see Run on the Moskov picking up 2 items. So he's not necessarily at his holy trinity just yet. He is lacking that DHS, but wait a second. Boxy again goes in.
Oh, Boxy engages first, and now Boxy might pay the price for it. But look at Run. Run is putting out the free hit damage from the back, but Boxy will go down the moment Jome shows himself, and we might see another sacrifice in the name of Ra, so that the other 2 players can get away.
Yeah, they're nowhere near being ready, but it looks like see you soon. They still want to commit. Tuzu does have the right gameplay in mind, is looking for a counter play in that top side of the map, trying to get in that tower for them to play that macro style. But if you take a look at the items, right, we saw that the Moskov was unable to dish out the damage just yet because he hasn't really completed his Holy Trinity yet. He only has a Corrosion Scythe and the Golden Staff. The DH has not been built yet, so he does need a little bit more time to ramp up that damage for him to be able to come online. Meanwhile, the Endless Battle already built in by Jome, so it does make sense, but it looks like, Andoryu.
Okay, he goes in straight onto Tuzu, and now it's going to be a 1v1. Tempest of Blades will be used by Tuzu. Nice move there to avoid the Tempest of Blades, and looks like both sides will call it truce.
Why didn't continue that 1v1? We want to see it. Guys!
Yeah. I guess they learned something out of See You Soon early on, is that don't overextend, so I'll let that go for now.
Okay. Maybe that was a little bit more for me than for the team, but I would have loved to see that 1v1. We've been seeing a lot of that as well, but once again here, Omega with the Lord push, gonna be marching down. Wait a second.
Whoa, nice catch there with the recruit by Boxy, but Boxy, help not that big. He might be the first one to fall, and you will be ready for that. Luminous Blast will not connect onto anyone, but it will not be a problem for Spine Omega because right now they are in the driver's seat, but together the two members of See You Soon, and also the turret at the bottom with the Lord still active, but the Lord will fall next. Nevertheless, smart Omega. This is a nice push by them.
Oh man, did you see how aggressive Andoryu was placing? Wait a second, run!
Run! You better run right now. You better run because Jome is still there, but Felix is first right there. Instead, Felix will be run to fall in the name of run.
Oh man, was that worth it for See You Soon? Was that worth it to get the orange buff that they didn't even end up getting? I believe did they get the orange buff earlier?
I mean, frankly speaking, it wasn't. Probably would be better if they focus on the farming instead. Yeah, but looks like the fight's not stopping just yet. This is a brawl here now, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for entertainment? Because the next one to fall is going to be Boxy, thanks to Jome again. Ruta gets 1 point serve as well. Andoyo to Tuzu. It's only Felix left. What can he do about this? Okay, no minutes, so a little bit time up, but there will not be enough time for sure.
It's a 10k goal lead, ladies and gentlemen, and it looks like he is not going to be enough to defend that base. Delay the inevitable, as it is going to be Smart Omega picking up game numero uno in this best of 3.
I gotta have to say, this is an outcome that I technically didn't really quite expect. I was definitely saying that See You Soon's lineup definitely lacked a little bit of synergy, especially since I'm talking about, Guinevere gotta have to land the Magical Thumb, otherwise you have to basic attack for days before you can actually send someone flying with the Violet Requiem. But the main question that we have mostly been throwing over to the side of Smart Omega is, how did that Chaknu plus what was Ukir combination battery really work in the middle lane? Was there really a difficulty when it comes down to shoving the waves? That's the question.
I think it wasn't really too much about shoving the waves. I think it was more of like, it felt like a brawl to me, right? It felt like a brawl. It felt like a brawl to me. Like, See You Soon contesting for like what, jungle minions, and then they just went in one after another, and Spark Omega was like, what are you guys doing? Are you handing kills to us? Okay, sure, we'll take it.
I would say that Andoryu and Ryota definitely managed to manage their expectations, right? Because when it comes down to mobility as well as lane priority, they definitely don't have a lot working to themselves. So Andoryu gotta have to work things out. He managed to get himself a good amount of kills by the end of the game. 8:1:6 is the scoreline, and 11 minutes in with 10,000 gold lead. It seems like See You Soon is just kind of throwing themselves over to a pack of wolves without really having much expectation as to what might come out of it.
I have a question. Is this the biggest goal lead that you have seen in Stream B?
Actually, yes.
Stream B, I think so.
Actually,
yeah.
yes. The most amount of lead that we have saw probably was roughly around 6,000, close to 8,000, but it slowly dwindled down. This is probably the first time that we saw such a amassing lead, and it stayed there until the end of the game.
Alright, so this is massive here.
This is massive here.
And I can see why though. Just look at the stats here. Gold mine, carnage, resilience, selfless. Everything goes to Smart Omega.
Everything is just tilted towards the side of Smart Omega, and even when it comes down to standing objectives, Omega is really getting the job done. When it comes down, of course, when it comes down to the turret damage, Jome put himself up to the fight and ensured and understood that, yo, I'm the only one that can really siege turret very effectively. Technically, Andorio can technically do that.